Hello, it is time to think outside of the box. Sometimes we get so stuck in our kitchen ruts that we just go to the drive-thru. We go ahead and we order pizza, or we just say, well, let's just go out tonight. And it is so easy to do. However, it's costly, and it's costly with our health, it's costly with our money, it's costly with our time. So I want to talk to you a little bit today about thinking outside of the Epic box. So let's go back to the beginning. My name is Stephanie Presley, and I thank you so much for taking the time to spend a few minutes with me to learn about the Epicure subscription box and how to use it and how to get it and a whole bunch more. So this will be just a quick walkthrough who I am, what is Epicure, what is the box, and all of the different ways that you can invite it into your life to be a blessing to you and your family, but also to be a blessing to others. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and take a sip of my coffee. The weather's a little dry today here in Minnesota, which is where I live, and I have a little water with me. So we'll see how this goes with my voice. So my name is Stephanie Presley, and I live here in Minnesota with my husband, and we have 5 kids, but now there's 2 that live here. We have 4 boys, 1 girl. We have 2 amazing daughters-in-law who I love to say, well, of course they had to go get married because my daughter needed some sisters. And what is Epicure? Epicure is meals ready to eat in 20 minutes or less. It is time-saving cookware. It's a way to save time and to also pay attention to what you're actually putting inside of your body. We're a 26-year-old company. We are debt-free, totally in the black, and women-owned, based out of Canada, expanded to the United States in 2019, which is when I learned about it. And I said, well, I don't know. I decided to give it a go for 3 months, and here I am 5 years later, very much in love with this company and what it's done for me and my family. So, and when I say that, I'm saying from how it's changed how we eat, and we weren't awful to begin with. Anyway, let me go ahead and show you the current catalog, and I want to invite you to check my website. All of the information is going to be below this video at stephaniepresley.epicure.com. But on the inside page, you will see this really big list with a whole bunch of words. And this is what sets everything apart. This is our never ever list. It is all of the ingredients, products, and things that you will never find in our foods or on our cookware. For example, our multi-purpose steamer is BPA free, non-food leaching, and all of our food is gluten-free, 100% triple checked. There's no peanuts in our ingredients. This is important to me because I have somebody in my household who has a peanut and tree nut allergy. It's important to me because I have a member of my family who does not do well with dairy and with gluten. And so it allows me to cook in a way where I know things are free and I know we're not going to have any harm. We're not going to have a trip to the emergency room. If you live in an allergy life, a dietary restriction life, knowing that things are sodium free or low sodium and sugar conscious, it's important. I have family members who are diabetic. They have to pay attention to what's going in their mouths. When I have people over, I have a full confidence that I can be able to cook for them, and I'm not gonna miss the mark. Okay, so that is what Epicure is. Let me invite you to just watch what I'm doing. And if you've ever thought about doing something that I do, just talking about food, cooking online, sharing it with others, give me a call. Give me a shout out. You can check the information below. Also, if you just want to have a chat about it, I would love to answer any questions that you have. It may not be a fit, but it might. And who wants to live with what if in their life? I don't. I try not to. So a little bit more about me. I am, we've always been traditional homeschoolers, and life is busy. Life is really busy. We have basketball players and people that are into tech and people that write and people that are daytime missionaries and all of the things. Our lives are very, very full, and you have to have a lot of energy to be able to do that. So that's a little bit about me. That's a little bit about Epicure. What is this epic box that we're talking about? Well, it shows up at my door every month in this box. This is my Epic box. You get all the shipping information and all that there. So it literally comes in this box and it's taped down and I cut it open and I make my menus. So what's included in it? Well, it's 7 curated products, usually along with a theme. There is a featured monthly recipe. You have access to an ebook. After 6 months of receiving the box, you will receive a $20 gift on your account. So you can add things to it if you want to supplement or there's something you've been wanting to try. After 12 months, happy anniversary, you're going to get a free box. But what if I'm on travel for a month? What if, I don't know, my kid's getting married and I'm gone for an entire week and we're eating somewhere else, which is what happened to us this past year. Go ahead and pause your box. You can pause your box for 1 or 2 months. No big deal. And then your count just picks up when you start receiving your boxes again. Okay, so I love the pausing option, but here's the thing to me that sets this box way apart than many subscription boxes. This is the box that you get 7 meals, but somebody else does too. Epicure donates 7 meals to a family in need. I believe it's Feeding America. I want to check on what the numbers are right now. I think last I checked this year, we were at 750,000 meals that have been donated. And I know it's got to be more by now. So to be able to get a box, $37, that includes your shipping. If you live in a state that doesn't have tax on food, then it's $37. If you live somewhere else, then you'll have to calculate your tax. But that's it. And then you have those 7 meals. I can't go through a drive-through for $37 and just feed the 4 of us. So, it's kind of a steal. Now, I'm going to go through my box that I have for this month. This is October's. And just point some things out and just talk through the box. Then we'll start thinking outside of the box. Okay, so I open it up. And like I mentioned, there is a featured monthly recipe. This month, it is candied nuts. My husband loves mixed nuts, and I think those look absolutely delicious. I'm not a big mixed nuts fan. I know he would like to have them at work. I know that my children aren't going to eat them. So let's go through the box and see what we have. So usually there's one exclusive, 7 meals. Sometimes there's a jar and it mixes it up. So that's what happened this month. So we have the holiday seasoning. This thing is super delicious. I just used it a couple weeks ago to make peas. The dessert is pumpkin cheesecake, and this is the exclusive this month. And I'm super excited about that one. And I'll talk a little more about that later. I'm so excited. I just want to talk about everything right now. Home-style chicken stew. This is one of my favorites. Shepherd's pie. This is one of my kids' favorites. Roast turkey. And the significance of this is all of this is gluten-free. Not all seasonings that are on meats, birds, rotisserie chicken, that kind of thing at the store are gluten-free. And for people who have to watch that kind of thing, it's a big deal. So the roast turkey, the candied yams, and the Mexican street corn dip, which is now one of our family's favorites. It's funny because one of my kids said, I won't like it. It has corn. I'm like, okay, then don't eat it. Well, they tasted it and pretty much were the ones that ate most of the dip. I thought it was kind of funny. Okay, so I'm going to set my box over here to the side. And then let's talk about it a little bit. So Epicure advertises that the meals and the meal solutions that come in the box, you can eat for $4 per serving or less. I do it for less. And I'm going to tell you why. It is because that's an average across the country, and United States is kind of big. If you look on my website, stephaniepresley.epicure.com, there's 2 S's in Presley, and then it's an EY. If you look on the website, you will see that there is price per serving is listed for both Canada and the United States. And Epicure does these calculations on a regular basis based on what the current cost is across each country. So I think that's good information to have because I can look at it and I know it's accurate and it's reasonable. Because I'm living in the Midwest, it's not going to be what it is like in the DMC area, and it's not going to be what it is in LA. But you're where you're at, and you know, you can look at the ingredients and kind of gauge what is best for you. So let me talk a little more about how I would use this box as it comes. I want to also mention, I'm going to stop myself. I'm not going to talk about the box as it comes. I'm going to talk about the meal guide, the ebook that you also are privy to. So you'll get an electronic copy of this, and you can access it right there online. So this is Fall's Finest. It says this month, because it's themed, is all about cozy vibes and comforting dishes. We're bringing you recipes that spotlight the best of the fall season, from crisp harvest veggies to pumpkin spiced delights. So that's what you kind of saw. And then there is the menu. So this is everything that you've received in the box. These are the recipes for it that they're suggesting, and those are the page numbers that they're on. So now they're going to give us, we have the pumpkin cheesecake. On the back is all of the instructions, and this is for any of our meal solutions or dessert solutions. You'll see that the instructions are right there on the back, and then in bold is written what you need for that recipe. So this one would need to make the crust, the graham wafer, gluten-free cookie crumbs, and unsalted butter. And that's it. And then you make your pie shell. To make the filling with this mix, you'll need cream cheese, 3 eggs, and a can of pumpkin puree. I should also mention that our desserts can be made vegan, so you can substitute your egg, you can substitute the cream cheese. It works like a charm. How do I know this? Because I also have people in my household who are dairy-free. So we eat desserts. We love our sweets. It's sugar conscious. We eat well. Okay, so that's the recipe that's on the back, is what's listed here, is the pumpkin cheesecake. But the recipe that's listed in the menu is, in the meal guide, is pumpkin cream cheese muffins. What? Okay. Chances are this is what I'm going to make. I'm not a huge muffin person, but I have discovered the Epicure muffins are my friends. They're not too sweet. That's what it is. I don't like having muffins when I go out. They're just too sweet. Anyway, and then it tells you more about the pumpkin cheesecake mix because it's the exclusive. So it gives some suggestions on how to use it, what you can do, things that you can pair it with, and just some cooking tips, like place a pan of water in the bottom of the oven to promote even baking and reduce cracking. So all of this is going to be found right in your e-guide. Roasted root veggie candy. So that is, let's see, that's going to use this candied yams. And here's what the recipe looks like. And it's for your root vegetables, your carrots, your Brussels sprouts. What else is in there? Parsnips and onion. I have made this super delicious. Use whatever you have on hand. If you're a gardener, just grab what you have in your garden and make your thing. And it uses the candied yams. So this is what's included in the meal guide. However, you actually got another recipe for that. And that is what came on the suggested recipe. So the candied, the mixed nuts are going to be made with the candied yams. And there's other ways of using this. For example, I have made bacon using the candied yam seasoning. I put the bacon out and I just sprinkle it on there, flip them over, and then I have a nice little maple spiced bacon. It's a nice little treat. It doesn't use the whole bag, but I'm happy, right? So consider these bags almost like a seasoning bottle, and you can use it for a whole bunch of different things. Now, I'm not going to walk through everything that's in this box because this box is gone. Next month is going to be a whole new box, a whole new theme, and you can explore that. It'll have an entirely new meal guide. But what I do want to show you is some of the things you can do with what you have. Ooh, that looks good. Sheet pan turkey, crispy Brussels sprouts, and squash. That's using the holiday seasoning. Oh, that looks really good. Okay, So I'm going to set this to the side, and I'm going to pull out my handy dandy laptop, and I'm going to go to my website, stephaniepresley.epicure.com, and I want to make sure that I point out how this can work for you. We're now at the portion where we're thinking outside of the box. What was in the box included access to this meal guide. It includes the actual ingredients. And now we're going to just start stepping out of there. Okay. Sometimes if you get in a meal rut, you just need something different. And the Epic Box serves that purpose. So I am now on my website. I think I'm going to put a link below that will show how you can search this. It should be pretty intuitive, but I could be wrong. And maybe I'll make a playlist with this. I don't know. Let's see. So I'm going to go to the search tool, and I'm going to type in holiday seasoning and click on that. And it's going to give me a choice. It's going to bring up the product if you want to purchase it, but it's also going to bring up an option for recipes. So, and I went to the product page. And then when I scroll down, it's got 8 recipes using this jar. Wild rice and cranberry with wild rice with cranberry and orange, roasted holiday veggies, holiday roasted vegetables, which you'd seen, stress-free holiday feast, holiday stuffed squash, cranberry apple stuffing. So I'm going to look at the holiday stuffed squash because I clicked on it. And I'm looking at it and I see it's $2.76 per serving. Now here's where I think the $4 or less, the or less portion comes into play. 2 medium acorn squash cut in half, seeds removed. We live in the Midwest. I can get some acorn squash pretty much anywhere for not much. Some people grow them, so they're just going to pluck them right out of their garden and have that going. Sea salt and black pepper. I already have that here, so I'm not going to have to go purchase that. 2 cans of lentils. I actually already have that too. So a lot of the Epicure recipes you will find are actually designed to be made with pantry ingredients. Your rice, black beans, tomato sauce, and you can choose what that is, because if you are in control of what you are cooking, then you know what's going in your mouth. If you go somewhere else, who knows how much MSG is going to be there. What I know is that all of these packets are free of MSG. They're free of silicone dioxide. They're free of the gluten. They're free of all of the things that could impact my body. Knowing my health profile, I know that this is the choice that I want to make. I know that this is the choice that I want to make to be able to give my children, to give them the best start. I know that when I have family members come to visit who may be older, this is what I want to be able to give them, because I know that they're getting a healthier meal than they would somewhere else. It is a blessing to be able to serve in that way. Okay, so steamed seasonal veggies, and then your seasoning, and some balsamic vinaigrette dressing already prepared, which I already have the Epicure balsamic vinaigrette seasoning, so I can go ahead and make that. And that calls for, I think, balsamic vinegar and some olive oil, which I already have on hand. So this $2.76 has just gone way, way down because the money for the salt and the pepper and the balsamic vinegar has already been spent. And I will say the balsamic vinaigrette jar, oh, I don't see it right now, was actually in the box a couple months ago. So it's a really great way of just boosting your kitchen and expanding a little bit. Love the Epic Box for that possibility. All right. So you can do that with any of these packets. You can just go type it in and see what you get. The roast turkey, I probably will put that on a whole cut up turkey on pieces because I think it's a little more delicious. The Mexican street corn dip, it's football season, it's outside season, it's entertaining season. This is when, if you're tailgating or you're having people over for the football game, or somebody invites you over for the game and they say, can you bring a dish to share? Whip this up and take it over there. So when you divvy this up, you can kind of look and go, well, this is for when it gets ridiculously cold. This is going to be for the holiday. I know my son's been asking for this. This, I think I'm going to make those mixed nuts, so that's going to be special. Save this one for the holiday, and this one I'm going to entertain. Like, you can divvy it up, kind of do your meal plan that way. Okay, we're on to the last section of what I wanted to be able to discuss in terms of thinking outside of the box. So if you choose to get this box, and I actually, before deciding to host this, I reached out to some past customers and current customers of the Epic box and said, hey, why did you decide to get this box? Oh, I was going to grab the box and show it to you again, but it just fell. Why did you decide to get the box? What made it appealing? What did your family really like? What did you discover about yourself that you didn't know? And I got some really interesting feedback. So most people said that the top 3 answers for why people chose to get the box: free shipping, get a new variety of things, and meals being able to be served to others. So that's 7 meals donated is a really big deal. I think the variety is also a big deal. We so easily get into our ruts of just our regular same 5 meals. Well, it's spaghetti night, and now it's taco night, and now it's beef roast night, and then it's, all of those different things. But I have also seen people use this meal box in so many amazing ways, both for themselves and for others. So if you know somebody that's expecting a child and they just need a little bit of help with some meals, what a great way to just be able to get the box. If you're already getting the box for yourself, you can change the address on it for a month or 2 and just have it go to that person. Or you can get it for them for 2 or 3 months. You can cancel anytime. You can pause for 1 to 2 months, but you can cancel anytime. I kind of feel like once you're in, you might as well stick in it for the 6 months to get that $20 voucher, right? All right. So did I say 20? Yeah, 20. If there's a recent birth, if there has been a death, somebody's lost someone that is near and dear to them. I had a customer who had lost a parent, and probably a month or 2 in, she realized she just was not doing great on just doing the regular everyday things. And she has 3 kids. She wanted to be able to feed them on a regular basis. And so she jumped in and she got the box. She kept it for 6 months until she was kind of over the hump emotionally. Her kids were older. They were, I think, middle school, high school, but she was able to say, they'd say, Mom, what's for dinner? And she's like, I don't know, go to the store, figure it out. And they could. And that's a real place that somebody can be, right? And maybe it's, you're getting the box for yourself, and somebody's on your mind and you're thinking, oh, I hope she's doing okay. You can send a gift card, yeah, or you can make this meal up and take it over there. Or if things are busy, the kids want to cook and we don't know how to help our mom or whatever. I don't know. I'm just making up circumstances. You can grab the things that are needed for this. And it says potatoes and carrots and celery. I just buy a Midwest soup mix bag. I put it with this. You can put it all together, bundle it up, and give it as a gift. If there's somebody that you know who loves mixed nuts, or maybe you have coworkers that loved mixed nuts, and that's what you want to do as a gift, get some of those little tiny mason jars, make this recipe, and make it into abundance, and just put them in each jar. And it's sugar and sodium conscious. You're giving a fun gift. You put a ribbon around it, little card, whatever. Boom. You've just done some really easy gifting at a really low price. That's one way to do it. So teaching kids to cook. This box is wonderful to say, I don't know, maybe the recipe says mince something, right? They don't know what mince means. So you can walk them through. How do you do that? This can be a wonderful teaching tool, says the homeschool mom, right? Or even for the pumpkin cheesecake. This is how you whip this together. This is, set this out. It has to be soft, and this is why, yada, da, da. All sorts of reasons to be able to do this. So I'm going to talk through, you can eat at home more. You can use it for get-togethers. So, I can easily say, well, I think when we have, the next time we have people over, we're going to do this, 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 and this. When you get that $20 voucher, or if you're just saying, I want to supplement something, this home-style chicken stew, grab a quick biscuit mix. So this is like our drop biscuits, but again, it's gluten-free. So you can make a chicken pot pie. You put these two together. This was not in the box this month, but it's something that you can, just jump online and order and put that together. And freezer meals. Sometimes the box is really, really geared to a freezer meal type situation. I know for me, I might not do a full out freezer meal. I might do a halvesy kind of freezer meal on this one, where I would take the home style chicken stew. I would dice up my chicken. I'd put my veggies in there. I'd put in the seasoning, and I would just say, add the water and do this or blah, 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 blah. And it would just be prepped. It would be prepped and ready to go. Same thing for the shepherd's pie. Or make both of them and then pop them in the freezer. We have some amazing freezer cubes that I absolutely love to be able to do that. Matter of fact, I'm going to be traveling soon, and I have used the freezer cubes to freeze some meals when we had a little leftover. They're in the freezer, so my family's going to be able to have beef roast, and super delicious. I know it's healthy. It's homemade. I just homemade it a couple weeks ago, and it'll be fine. So the Epic box, those are ways to use it. There are you could also just put things together as just a fun gift for somebody. Like you could put the Mexican corn dip, go to a store, dollar store, wherever, and find a fun little bowl that could be used as a dip bowl, and maybe put a gift card for them to run to the grocery store and get the items that they need to put into here. And they have a fun little gift, and you just put a bow on it, and now, boom, you've given a gift. If you're an entrepreneur, if you are responsible for corporate gifting, this is a way of being able to share and to gift in a way that you know is healthy. You don't have to find out somebody's dietary concerns, because really, they're all kind of met with that I'd never ever list, aren't they? So you can just do it because you're trying to be generous. You could make these up and just give them to a family that may be in need if they need it. I like donating things that I'm like, if something comes in the box and I'm like, oh, we really don't like that, I will take a collection of those, just kind of keep them together, and then I'll take them to the our food shelf. Our kids have volunteered at the food shelf for a number of years, and not many people realize there's not a lot of gluten-free there, especially in the mac and cheese world, because the blue box has the pasta already included, and people don't get to choose their own gluten-free pasta. So to be able to take a mac and cheese packet is a blessing to be able to give someone else. If somebody's recently had a surgery or they have a procedure or whatever, just bundle it up, and it's a wonderful gift. So in all of these 7 meals, I have made some meals for our family, made a dessert to be able to share, but also been able to gift probably 2 or 3 items in a box, all for $37. I mean, you can barely even buy a greeting card for $37 anymore. You like flip over the card and it's like, hi, this is $17 billion. Anyway, I think that's it. That is the Epic box. We have other boxes and collections. This is our Extraordinary Dip Trio box, which I absolutely love. Would love for you to check that out. Ask me questions about it. And you can check me out on stephaniepresley.com. You can check me out at stephaniepresley.epicure.com. My main website is stephaniepresley.com. If you add the Epicure in the middle of it, you'll be able to shop. All the links are at the one, and I'm going to include all of that below. I'd love to invite you into my recipe club. So I get these boxes, and I'll unbox it as soon as I get mine, but then I will cook with it, and I'm sharing recipes, and others in the group are sharing what they've made with it and posting pictures. Like, I never would have thought to take the broccoli cheese soup and make broccoli cheese and cauliflower soup with chia seeds. But it totally was a game changer. And we are able to share and grow with each other and make new meals for our families. Okay, and I also want to mention, if you're only cooking for 1 or 2, this still works, because you don't have to use the whole box at one time. You don't have to use the whole packet at one time. You can make a small version of shepherd's pie. You don't have to put mashed potatoes on the top if you don't like it. I don't like it. I prefer sweet potatoes to be on top of my shepherd's pie. So I think that's it. Thank you so much for taking time to spend with me to think outside of the box. I would love to see what you do with your boxes. There's a link below where you can just go ahead and order your first box. I will reach out and say thank you. Yeah. I want to say that I hope that this gets you out of your rut, but I don't want to think about it that way. I want to think about it more like you're getting your kitchen out of the box. You're exploding with more creativity and more opportunity in what you're going to be able to put into your bodies and what you're going to be able to cook and share with your family. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. Stephanie Presley with Epicure. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.